I secretly installed a surveillance camera in the bedroom, suspecting that the nanny wasn't taking good care of the child. I later opened the computer, and the footage on the screen was very clear. I felt a little relieved. The next day, while I was at work, I kept monitoring the situation at home. Unknowingly, the nanny who was being watched revealed her true nature. She sat leisurely on the sofa, eating bread, her eyes glued to the TV screen, completely ignoring the child who was asleep beside her. Bored, she even started cutting her toenails. I was furious when I saw this. I thought to myself, if something happened to my child, how could I ever forgive myself? I grabbed my phone to call the nanny and confront her, but the manager stopped me, reminding me that the meeting was about to start. So I calmed down, switched the camera to the bedroom, and saw my son still sound asleep. That gave me a little peace of mind, and I returned to work. Just then, the nanny's phone suddenly rang. She answered sleepily, and it turned out someone was asking her to work as an hourly maid. When she heard the high pay, she agreed without hesitation. She glanced at the sleeping child, then tiptoed out of the room, afraid to wake the child and ruin her chance to make good money. Before leaving, she didn't forget to finish the remaining milk and clean up the trash. After the nanny left, the child woke up and began crying loudly in the crib. After my meeting, I finally had time to check the camera. I was horrified when I saw my son crying hysterically on the bed, but the nanny was nowhere to be found. I immediately called my wife, and she was also very worried. She hurriedly called the nanny, but found that the phone was turned off. I quickly stood up and rushed home. The more anxious I became, the worse things got. My car was rear-ended on the way, and I couldn't get out. My wife, upon hearing the news, was extremely angry, and immediately called her sister, asking her to go home and check on the child. When her sister heard the situation, she decided to head to my wife's house to help, and called 110 for assistance. But when they arrived at the bedroom, they couldn't hear the baby's cries anymore. The sister, fearing something had happened to the child, called the locksmith, who arrived and successfully opened the door. They rushed into the bedroom, and the scene that unfolded shocked everyone.